Welcome. I'm glad to see such a good turnout. I have a lot to talk about, and my biggest challenge tonight is to actually stick to the time, okay? Because I can very easily let myself. There's so much to talk about, it's like sort of asking somebody, just tell me about your life, and I can talk and talk and talk. So anyways, I have to limit myself to, right, which is what I'm doing now. So, yeah, so you see what, I just borrowed a watch from somebody, this weird device here that tells the time. It's interesting. So I'm going to try, and the problem is that it's not the right time on it. But I know the time that I'm supposed to go to on this watch. So I'm going to try and stick to that, okay? And yeah, hopefully it'll work out, and I can let you guys go. So the way the evening is going to go is that I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the conflict first. So, the area I traveled with in Uganda is just sort of like the heart of so many conflicts around. Like, we've heard a lot about Darfur, it's just a little bit in the north. And of course in the south there's, the Rwanda, and then on the west you have Congo. And so it's just a big conflict area. So I'm going to talk a little bit about mainly the conflict that I was dealing with. But also another one that was going on at the same time. And then, so give a little background on that. And then I'm going to talk about my journey, okay? So the actual trip and the type of stuff I had to deal with, and getting around them. And I'll try to, the way it's going to be presented is in a very sort of light manner, because it's sort of how I travel. I take things not too seriously, so that's how it's going to be presented. And then at the end I'm going to finish with a little, what am I going to finish with? Yeah, there's going to be some questions and answer period, okay, if you guys have any questions. And, but I'm not going to take that very long. I'll keep answering, as long as there's one person in here that wants to ask a question, I'll stay here and answer it. But I'm going to sort of stop the main general question and answer period at the required time. And yeah, that's it. And I have a few surprises in the evening also. So watch for those. No, because the thing, the surprises are going to deal with doing something concrete. Too many, I think, speakers come here, and I had heard this about Romeo Dallaire that had given this talk and got sort of everybody pumped up, but then people were not sure what to do, what they can do. And so I'm going to give you some concrete things that you can do right away. Or anyways, that's going to be my little surprises. Okay. So yeah, so we'll start. Yes. Gadget. Check this out. Okay, so I'm just going to talk a little bit first about the whole idea here, what happened. If you don't know, right in the fall with a bunch of student volunteers and clubs on campus that helped me out, we fundraised some money to rebuild a school in the north of Uganda, Keio Secondary School. And I basically, the way we were fundraising is we were selling kilometers. So I was going to cycle those kilometers, and I was hoping to sell 1,000. I ended up selling well over 1,000. And so these are all the people that contributed. So thank you very much. Okay. So we raised over $4,000, all right, by just selling little kilometers for only $3 a kilometer. Okay, so that's a very good deal. I want to so thank, of course, everybody on the list here. There's over 400 people. I'm not going to go through them, don't worry. But also just a special thanks also to the CSA, the Champlain Student Association, that supported me quite a bit, and they were sort of backing me in a very nice way. So I thank you for that. And also I want to thank Champlain International Studies that's making this free of charge for you guys. Okay, so that's very good. And so they have been also helping me during the whole leading up to this. Down Under, right? Club on campus. I guess you guys are, what, Bible study group, I guess? That's how, yeah? Nate? Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. But they're an amazing bunch of people, they welcome everybody and they talk about super interesting things. They even welcome people like me, heathens or non-believers, I feel completely comfortable. They're just a great club, and I encourage you to go check them out. They've just been amazing with this whole thing. So thank you to Down Under, and of course Invisible Children, the NGO that I was partnered with. That's on the ground once I got to Uganda. And then finally, I feel this is like the Oscars, you know, like this, thank you. But anyways, finally, thank you to my parents, okay? Because I'm very happy to be alive. Yeah, thanks for the gene, Mom and Dad. No, they're not here, but there's cameras filming right now because I want to send them a little DVD. Because they always supported me in everything I did, and you know, when you get in really deep shit, when you get in trouble, you tend to, if you're a guy, you tend to call your mom, and that's what I did. I had over 1,000-kilometer pictures to email to people. Over 1,000. I was in Uganda. I saw the internet twice, all right, in a month, and there was no way I could email all those pictures. So I called my mom and dad, you know, they were very happy to see I was still alive, because it had been 2 weeks in that they got the first message from me, right? They had no idea I was out in the bush. So after 2 weeks, they finally got a message, and so they basically helped me. All the pictures that you received that you think were sent by me. Sorry, yeah, it wasn't me, it was them. They had my password to my email, and then they had my, so they just went and they sent it from my account. So I have to admit that it wasn't me that sent it to you. Okay? But if you did reply and I replied something, that was me. Okay? Because I told them, don't read any other messages. So I want to thank, Mom and Dad, I'm looking at the camera. Thank you. And they're also my biggest fans, which is easy because I only have 2 fans. It's them. So, but they are my biggest fans, right? They love what I do and so on. Actually, they're not my biggest. My nephew is my biggest fan. But anyways, that's another story. Yeah, he just saw the Indiana Jones trilogy. He believes the thing is based on my life. Like he's 6 years old. He has to argue that it's based on my life. And it's a little bit embarrassing because when I go with him, like I was walking in the forest with him the other day, we do these little expeditions in the forest. Anyways, go fight dragons and stuff. And when we met this couple, and I introduced myself, and he finishes the sentence by either saying that, well, he says, I say, oui, bonjour, mon nom est Yannick Daoudi, je suis son oncle, because they knew him already. And then he says, c'est un grand aventurier. You know, it's a great adventure. Thank you. I don't know. Anyways, he's my biggest fan. So I have 3 fans. Okay, so anyways, get back to this. So the conflict. Okay, I have to change tones here. So you know, the area I traveled with unfortunately, like we hear about it a little bit. That whole area, like Eastern Africa, Congo, we hear a lot of things, but it's actually it's underreported a lot what goes on over there. It's amazing the type of things that are going on and that we have no idea about. The war, the conflict that I was faced with when I was in Uganda with the LRA is a conflict that has been going on for 23 years. Okay, that's the longest running war in Africa. And even with that, like it's basically people, you know about child soldiers, something, they heard about the LRA, but it's amazing that something could be going this long and that we know so little about it. And so hopefully part of this presentation is to raise awareness about this. And so that's what I'm going to talk about here. This is all the pictures you're going to see from now on except the next one, and then one other one are pictures that I've taken during my trip. All right, so this is the type of little things that you would see on a schoolyard, which is a bit disturbing. But that's the conflict. So I'm going to go a little bit through the history of it just to give you a background, just quickly. What happened is that.